Welcome back to Leeds Lately for another trip down memory lane. Now this video is about the 1975 Cup Final and why Leeds fans to this day still sing "We are champions, champions of Europe," even though we have never won a European Cup. Now 1975 saw Leeds United go up against Bayern Munich at the Parcs Des Princes in France, which is now PSG's stadium, or well, was then, but PSG's stadium. And it was one of the most controversial games of football in history. Leeds United went up against Bayern Munich, and it was a pretty evenly matched game. They had players like Franz Beckenbauer, Gerd Müller, Sepp Maier in goal. They were a great, great team, but so were Leeds United. Leeds United, the Don Revie era of players were unbelievable. Alan Clark, Peter Lorimer, the list goes on and on. I won't go through the entire team. But I will be showing some clips in this video as well from that game so you can make your own decisions. But the first thing that we're going to talk about is how Franz Beckenbauer, a legend of German football, a fantastic footballer, brings down Alan Clark in the box from behind, which is a clear stonewall penalty. You'll be seeing it on screen right now. It's a clear stonewall penalty and it isn't given. I don't know what happened that day. We are going to talk a bit later on about the referee and potentially what might have happened there. But he did not give anything, and it was an absolute robbery because Alan Clark is just taken down from behind by Beckenbauer. It's a penalty all day, every day, no matter what era of football you're in. It is a penalty, and it wasn't given. Then Peter Lorimer scores a volley, which you'll be seeing on screen now. This was ruled out for offside, even though it blatantly wasn't offside. And even one of the Bayern Munich players, I've seen him since on YouTube, there's a clip where he says that it was a goal, it should have stood, and that it was a wrong decision to rule it out. The ball, obviously, if you've seen from the clip, it gets headed out. Lorimer just volleys it into the top corner. Great goal, perfectly good goal as well, perfectly legal goal. And it was completely ruled out due to offside, which is, again, an absolute travesty because it really was a fine goal and a goal that should have counted. 6 minutes later, Bayern go up the other end and score through Roth. And it adds to the injustice. And I know psychologically, after having two goals or one goal ruled out and one penalty not given to you, you can understand how then when the team that you're playing against, Bayern Munich, goes up the other end of the pitch and scores, it's got to be so disappointing. And I know one of those players, I think it was Roth, the goal scorer himself, said when Bayern Munich went 1-0 up in that era, there wasn't many teams who would come back against them. It very rarely ever happened. And then Gerd Müller, obviously, like I said before, a legend of German football, he went through and scored the second goal to put Leeds United out of the European Cup final and win it for Bayern Munich. And it was an absolute travesty because, yes, their two goals were perfectly fine, but if anything, it should have been 2-2. I'm pretty sure there was actually another penalty shout for Leeds in there as well. I didn't quite get any clips of that and couldn't find anything on that. But if you remember it and you're of an older persuasion, shall we say, without trying to offend you, get down in the comments below and let me know about that one, because I think there was a potential shout for handball as well. I saw one where one of the players, one of the Bayern Munich players, falls over in the box, and then the Leeds players all go like this and raise their hands to say that it should have been a handball. But Leeds was certainly robbed of one goal with the chance to score another from a penalty and maybe another penalty as well. So you can see how the injustice would have been. Now, Leeds fans didn't take this lightly in the stadium. They actually were so incensed that they tore their seats out of the ground in the Parcs Des Princes and they threw them onto the pitch. And they just basically went crazy at the injustice of what they'd just seen. Their team had finally made it to a European... Well, our team had finally made it to a European Cup final, and they'd been robbed by terrible refereeing decisions. And Leeds actually received a 4-year ban from Europe for this behaviour from the fans. but that was cut down to a 2-year ban upon appeal from Leeds United. So Leeds still had a 2-year ban after being the team that was absolutely robbed in the European Cup final by that referee and linesman. Now, there have been since accusations of the referee having received a bribe, but as far as I can tell, nothing was ever proven on that. It was just what Leeds fans and what I think some people in the wider football world had reported, but let me know down below if it was ever proved. But this is allegedly the referee received bribes to obviously let Bayern Munich win that game and to give those decisions against Leeds United. I don't know if there's any truth in it, but I can understand why people would believe that, given the clear-cut nature of that penalty and that goal that should have stood. So for me, yeah, it is one of the biggest injustices in European football and in football in general, in world history of football. And that is why till this day Leeds fans still sing "We are champions, champions of Europe." You can see in the thumbnail behind me that every time we do it, we wave our scarves around our heads and chant "We are champions, champions of Europe," because we believe we were completely robbed in that final against Bayern Munich and that we are the rightful European champions of 1975. Thanks for watching Leeds Lately. Like I said, if there's any inconsistencies or incorrect things in this video, then get down in the comments below and talk to me about it, because obviously I wasn't there. And if you were there, actually, get down in the comments, and because I'd love to talk to people who actually went to that game and to find out what it was like. And how horrible it was, really. But yeah, thanks for watching Leeds Lately, and I'll see you in the next one.